So there's a short video on how to repair a cross peen hammer. This is one that I found at an old forge, pretty much rusted. The first thing I did was I took the heavy wire brush, cleaned most of the slag off of it, and not that this is that great of a project, but this is probably something that's 120, 130 years old. So for me it's worth at least grinding the majority off of the rust and scale and stuff off, and trying to make this something usable. Imagine the wooden handle was still in here, but that's been sitting for so long, there's really no corrosion. So this had basically sat on a hillside and just kind of tumbled down into the gully. So this is what the hammerhead looked like as soon as I pulled it out of the dirt. It's dried off a little bit, but there's a lot of scale. So again, we'll just start grinding this down. I've already started to grind some down with a die grinder, angle grinder. We'll try to get some of the slag off of this, put some roundness back to it, and hopefully use this tool again. So this is the end of the day. I painted it white just because I ground all the rust off it. I don't want this to corrode now. This backside now, which is the cross peen, this is now smoothed out, so if I hit any metal, it's not going to leave any indents in it. So this is the end of today's grinding. I got a compass. I got a lot of the scale, a lot of the pits, a lot of the rust out of here. I was able to really smooth this out. This is really the part I care about. But imagine the hammer hit this way, because this is peened over. Again, I really don't care that much about this. This is more historical. I will use this though. So this side is smooth. I painted it so that it didn't corrode. You can still see some rust here. I also ground this fairly flat. I'll do a little more grinding there. I want to grind these little chips out. If not, these things will become little missiles. So I'll grind this part flat. As I was grinding through here, I could just see some really like maybe a sheet of paper thickness of metal that just basically peeled back. So I want to make sure I grind all that stuff out. Then I want to put a little kerf in here. I want to grind an angle in here, and I'll grind this out. So all in all, pretty happy with it. From a hammer that probably hasn't seen any use for over 120 years. I'll definitely use this hammer. I don't know how much, because that's pretty, I think that's exceeding the weight limit of what I should be using on my anvil anyway. I think 4 pound, 3 pound or something is most you should use on an anvil. So this was probably used for, I don't know, for rough forging on a bigger anvil. I have no idea. But anyway, that's where I've gotten so far. I have found a handle. It's a nice 1 3/8 inch hole. So I'll go ahead and I'll start making the handle for that. That may make it a little easier. I probably won't do too much more polishing on this. I don't want this to be shown as a brand new hammer. And again, you can see this is hand forged. This area is thinner than this area, so somebody made this. This is not a mass-produced hammer. So for me, it was worth keeping. Again, just another hammer to add to the collection.